There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up. Try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times, I always seem to find the light in your eyes.
Short overview of this week's program. We start with your sign, talk about your week, the potential energies. That is section 1. Section 2, from Tokyo Nights. 5D, 5-dimensional upgrading methods. How do you expand and go one step further towards your potential? I call it 5D, but it's really multidimensional. We are going into if you are doubting spirituality or your spirituality, if you are doubting if you can get any further. Here in section 2 is how to get the proof for yourself and how to manifest it in your life. Welcome. Hi there, Capricorn, and welcome to your modern shaman Maria and RainbowLand, here with the weekly astrological, intuitive, heartful forecast with tarot cards for the week that starts at the 3rd of December and ends at the 10th of December 2018. In the first section, we're going to draw one astrology card and one tarot card and go into the potential energy affections of the week that comes for you guys, Capricorn. And then in the and we are here in Denmark because I just had 2 days ago an operation in my left knee. So I'm here at my childhood home in my father's place in my old room, fulfilling my dreams in Denmark. And section 2 was filmed in Tokyo, and that is where we go deeper into the more mysterious sides of life and the deeper layers of our consciousness and different dimensions. So welcome to the show. And we will see Tokyo by night, but also from the air, Japan, the beautiful nature there. Traveling in the airplane, I was filming down. Didn't choose my seat, but I got an awesome seat where I could see everything. Also a heart-shaped lake, and also over Russia there were some very beautiful areas. So yeah, looking forward to showing you these things. This week there will be things going on in your more sociable sector, since we have Venus going back into Scorpio, your 11th house, on Monday the 3rd, and then also Mercury is here again since the day before, Sunday, and he will be taking his last steps of the retrograde until Thursday, where he will move forward in this sector. And always when a planet then moves forward after a retrograde, new insights, especially Mercury, because it's a way of thinking, rational thinking, but it's in Scorpio, an emotional sign, so you'll realize things in the sector that will get to be some more clarity. And also because Venus is here, so the more social part of you. Oh, this is a little dirty, these glasses. I have some really nice smelling oil on my hands, but apparently I got it into my glasses as well. So, yes, so this week, you are drawn towards connecting to people, but at the same time, since we're having a new moon in your 12th house sector, where it's all about the more sensitive and vulnerable sides of your life, where you are more eager to actually connect to people who are close to you, that you feel, that you trust and feel safe around, and people that understands that you've been under a lot of pressure lately and that you need someone to take a little bit of load off your back so that you can get some time. Give yourself this week time to recharge your batteries, to meditate, to relax, just recharge in general, resting also with the 12th house, these 12th house things going on, and connect. Maybe you're gonna connect with people on a deeper level, or someone from your past, some old acquaintance who come back into your life. Can be an old flame, but it can also be just an old friend returning, someone that you didn't, or more than one person that you didn't, maybe you were wondering why you didn't talk to, and they will come back into your life. And then we also have, of course, with the new moon in Sag in your 12th house, we are having a square over there to Neptune and Mars in conjunction in Pisces. So you might be extra sensitive about what people think about you, what they say about you, and maybe you will have a tendency of reacting in a more sensitive way. But let people nurture you. But Mercury in this field is also astrology card of the week for the Capricorns. It's also putting steam to the more social side of you. So it's kind of like you have a two-faced week this week. I could have astrology card of the week for the Cabbies. The Cabbies. 10th house. The world. The 10th house is actually your house. This is what you're all about. It's your reputation and your career and your getting good structures into the world and showing that it's all under control. We have a good structure. We have a good thing going on. This can be about, because in your 10th house, Venus just left your 10th house of Libra. So this can be about that balance that you have restored in this sector. Somehow something that was out of balance, you have been turning into some clarity or more balance surrounding you. You're getting a little bit more back into control, even though you're still very vulnerable and in this vulnerable sector of your life. Actually, with all this 12th house thing going on, let's draw a tarot card to confirm and to see what else. Tarot card of the week for the Capricorns, Cabbies. Actually, this 12th house thing is combined with the 11th house can make you more charitable, like wanting to give to good causes around Christmas and help other people. Traditionally thinking more about giving than receiving. Could be also now that there's Christmas shopping and stuff like that. Not that this is a commercial channel, but we still live in a 3D world. Tarot card of the week for the Cabbies. And if I'm a little blurry, it's because I'm still having a little bit of pain in this knee. They went in here with a camera and then they cut and operated from a hole over here. So I have two holes. And when I walk, it kind of hurts still. And I'm a stubborn one. MFer doesn't want to take too many pills. But anyways, for the painkillers, and I'm also stubborn because I want to make this report every week, in spite of the operation. And I know that that's something a Capricorn, 10th house, that is 10th house stuff combined with the 6th house. The Hermit actually being Virgo, workative, getting things done. But this is someone who withdraws within the Hermit. Withdraws into the inner section of life and looks inwardly into the deeper truths, the deeper layers. This guru that you might have been listening to. Guru is a word that in Denmark at least has a little bit of ring to it, strange ring to it. So it's just that I'm lacking words, like someone inspiring you to go deeper into the layers from last week. These things that you have discovered and this path that you're on is bringing enlightenment to you. And enlightenment is wisdom. It's knowledge about things that you didn't see before, you didn't realize before. And remember that spiritually, when we're on this journey, we often take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. I think there was some song, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Da, 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 da. And I'm not sure, something from the beginning of the 90s. I have a Capricorn friend who might want to add a comment to that if she remembers the song. She usually watches this. She is a really great Capricorn. But anyway, so this is the time to shine a light, to look towards more enlightened sides of your life, and not just the material, but really going into manifesting the spiritual side of you into the material world in a comprehensive way, where it's touchable for even for 3D minded people, 3-dimensional minded people. So you get these esoteric, etheric informations that you've gotten and things you've realized, these enlightenments you bring into the world. You manifest them in your life, in the world, so it becomes a part of you. Also because if you're watching this channel, you are a light worker. There's no doubt that's what I'm doing. I'm being guided by light workers, and I'm guiding light workers, and we are all together in a group. So that's why you also need, especially for a Capricorn, because often you have a really good reputation out there for someone you can trust, and yeah, we think that this person is reliable because this Capricorn energy, even though people don't know you that you're a Capricorn, you often have this status. So your sign, actually I can see that I have a lot of Capricorns. When I see the ones who write me also privately, they are like 33% is Capricorn or something like that. So apparently a lot of Capricorns are drawn to the channel. I have Saturn finger, which is your ruler, very dominant in my chart. I have it in the 10th house, this card. So we are here to kind of set an example. So these things that you realize, it's time to now manifest in your life in a better way. Of course, you're going to be vulnerable about it, but get it in, integrate it into your life, these realizations, and don't doubt things even though they don't match what you were taught 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Life is changing rather fast right now on this planet, so the paradigm is changing. So what was real 30 years ago is not the same today. Things are changing, so you cannot just use your rational mind to say, oh, but I was taught in school 20 years ago that this was how it is. Yeah, well, you have to reload and back up your inner hard drive to make sure that you are on track, and you probably are since you're drawing this card. So listen to that inner voice of you, your intuition, take care of yourself, spend time alone, but share it with the world as well. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Thanks for watching section 1 of this program. See you in section 2 from Tokyo nights. Beautiful lights of the Tokyo city, and from the airplane looking down. Welcome to section 2 for the light workers, forerunners and second wavers, where we take it one step deeper. This time we're still in Tokyo nights, cruising around, flying above Japan and Russia. 2 of my regular viewers have now shared with me that they started on this channel only watching the report for their sign, section 1. 1 from Denmark, 1 from Mexico. Feeling that suddenly they felt ready for going one step further, down or in or up. They were suddenly able to understand and integrate the things I said in another way. So if some information seemed to be too much for you to understand right now, just let it stand in line in front of your ear to enter exactly when you are ready to integrate this information. It's all good. With Venus and Mercury now in Scorpio, it's time to deeply connect with ourselves and others, to communicate and even emotionally rationalize on perhaps one of the deepest levels we are going to enter for a while. Take advantage of that. 5D methods. This is your 5D update number 1. Again, I call it 5D, but it's really multidimensional. It's a way for you to understand that the 3D reality, where only what you can touch, feel and see, the scientific world, is not the only thing existing. You are just not aware of when you enter into other dimensions. The more you can increase your awareness about that, the better and easier your life will become, and the easier it will be to know what step to take next in every moment of your life. So, are you doubting your spirituality? Instead of reading and hearing about other people's experiences with spirituality, we can suggest the universe or God or our higher selves, whatever we want to call upon, to give us intuition about how to work our way towards this peace, this calmness, this openness, this awareness of unity, and experience it for ourselves. This week's topic is inspired by my own experience over 20 years in combination with two people with similar experiences to mine and their conversation. I refer to Joshua Polak and KAMLESH PATEL. You can write down the names if you want to search upon more information about these two fellas. So, once upon a time, I heard some people talk about samadhi. So I remember I was only 20 and my father had given me a book where it said, samadhi is a profound state of inner equanimity where you drift beyond yourself, beyond the here and now, beyond everything, into eternity. Such an interesting thing to read about, but it was only mental. It was not integrated in me. But I clearly felt I was longing for it. I heard my intuition say, this is where you really want to go. Sometimes people don't think they are able to meditate. They just don't have the mind or body for it. And they say, meditation isn't for me. Here I might add, yet. Because it's just a door anyone can walk through with the right guidance. When the heart is at peace, the mind is at rest. And as the two gentlemen before mentioned, might add, well, it's a really nice way to start with the heart. I say that too. Many traditions start with the heart. Heartfulness amongst others. And before I even met heartfulness, I did it. So the soul knows already that when the heart is satisfied, the mind can attain the higher knowledge we consciously and subconsciously want to return to. So that we can bring a balance in our whole body, mind and soul, heart and mind. It like the holistic circle. But often we are dominated by various mental and emotional tendencies that we inherit. We need methods to clean and balance them if we want to get out of miseries, like a spring cleaning. Sometimes in life we meet a spiritual master, and this actually happens more within as without, or externalization. Sometimes we meet a physical spiritual master, which reflects the state we are in, inside, or ready to come into, or be guided towards. Whether or not you have met this, if you're on this channel still viewing, you're ready to expand somehow. Your higher self has called you to listen to this. Could have been anyone else saying the same things. It doesn't matter. You're ready at some level. Of course, sometimes people need food on the table more than they need conversations with God, with other dimensions, or stuff like that. First things first. Thing is that a book or a show like this can give us wisdom and can give us knowledge. But it cannot make us wise or make us experience the wisdom ourselves. We can be guided, but we gotta really want it and learn to follow our inner voice, our intuition. We gotta do it ourselves. A spiritual source can never be found externally. It may reflect what you are, in which state, but it can only be found within through your intention and awareness and work. though you find a spiritual master, you have to work for it. Seek the life beyond the 3 dimensions, the essence beyond the form, the light behind the heavy, the wisdom beyond the ignorance, is what I heard the 2 guys say. A spiritual state can only be felt, not mentally thought. We feel with our hearts open, so we need to work upon keeping them open. A benefit is that with open hearts, we can receive and give love, like open arms and open hands. With closed heart and hands, we don't receive anything. Again, experience is greater than knowledge. In the lecture, you can learn the principles. In the laboratory, you get practical experience, he said. You have to use yourself fully to be and make this experiment. You have to use yourself. You are the experiments. Otherwise, how can you say, well, there is no other way for me to be and to experience life? There are no other dimensions, if you haven't tried it. Why meditate? Well, why not? We're back at that conversation. People have different reasons, like people have different reasons for buying a car or doing whatever in your life. To gain, could it be? To find inner peace, it could be. To get relief from a stressful life, to get mental clarity, to have and achieve emotional balance, to relax, to physically reduce your blood pressure. Then when you start, you'll get benefits that far exceeds these goals. A profound sense of spiritual well-being. Meditation simply normalizes your inner state, whatever it may be. So if someone is stressed, this person will say that it reduces stress. If someone is emotionally unstable, this person will say that it stabilizes emotions. An aggressive and mad person will say it makes you loving, they said in their conversation. I loved that conversation. But what does meditation do? It creates naturalness. When you move forward with natural or naturally, the unnatural will disappear automatically. There are thousands of ways of being unnatural, but only one way of being natural. What a nice way to put it. Why meditate? Well, today's reason may be different from tomorrow, and as we meditate, wisdom grows. Like for me in the beginning, it was just to get peace of mind. But now I see it's the only way. I expand and evolve through this, and my ego is released more and more. Gets more refined. Freedom and peace, but also a clear contact with my higher purpose for being here. I simply hear my higher self better year after year, meditating. And now also hear and also see often the higher selves of others too. So you might ask, is this an infinite journey here, life on planet Earth, if we reincarnate too? Do you ever reach the goal? Well, if there was a final stop, they said, you would stop growing and moving, evolution would stop. So they said that we must be willing to change to help evolution, become flexible, because it's never stopping where you are now. They said that it was like an asymptote, a line and a curve, where the curve is getting closer and closer to the line to intersect. They're getting closer, but they never touch infinitely. It's the same with spirituality and perfection, they said. Isn't it interesting? And what it is that we move towards is to become less selfish, less reactive, have less identification with our egos. And we get free from the formulas, because we expand into other dimensions, as I always talk about. And we get into a peaceful state instead of the restless. And we become more authentic. We are following our hearts instead of trends, as I also always said. Instead of being superficial, we find our authentic purpose. We start accepting others as they are, instead of insisting on that they become like us. We become more balanced, and we step more into the light. The purpose of meditation is to transform us. Like self-development, psychiatry, and religion does or do. We live in the age of knowledge here, the age of Aquarius. Any knowledge, scientific or spiritual, is accessible to us at the internet, age of Aquarius. But knowledge cannot change us. This is the point. To know about love and to feel and express it are two different things. And this is interesting, right? Because if teachings was enough, they said, we would all be transformed by now. You may believe in the omnipresence of God, but do you feel it? That is the difference. Through meditation, we go within and find something higher. Not always, not every time. When I meditate, it's different, because sometimes it's hard, because I have a lot of cleaning and clearing out of old thoughts. So I don't get into the state, because I'm washing away all the dirt of my mind, the mental things that keeps me out of touch with my heart and the fear and la. So it's not a given that is every time. So it's not because now you're suddenly bad at meditating. It's simply because you haven't showered something out. And this layer you have to pass to re-enter the source, the core. And this means that meditation is not a waste. And it's not called a bad meditation. It's simply because the meditation turned into a cleaning process. So that you then afterwards again can enter this something higher. But again, through meditation, we go within and we find something higher. And that is why we can meditate anywhere. We don't have to do anything but close our eyes and sit quietly, nothing but that. It took me years to think that I didn't need to sit in a special room, in a special chair, with a special kind of guidance. I could do it anywhere. But now you are told otherwise. Many people say that. At the time I started meditating, it wasn't that normal in Denmark, where I come from. So, again, you don't have to do anything but close your eyes and sit quietly. This is how we get practical experience. Do it over and over again, and know that you have to get past all the noise and the clutter that has been building up because you haven't cleaned your mind or cleared your mind, maybe for ages, maybe for weeks, maybe for your whole life. So you need to get past this to reach these stages. You have to work for it. Take enough showers mentally. If I skip my meditations and a lot of actions are going on, I also need to do it to get back to this condition and continue the journey from here. And I feel after all these years that the need to be me, the ego me, and the person I was dissolves more and more. It loses its meaning. And that is due to me surrendering to all of this. It's not that it loses the meaning to be my higher self, but the meaning of my ego to have any sort of status diminishes, becomes less and less important. And it is so liberating and amazing. I don't have to be someone or something special to feel love. That's the gift. Because I feel the love automatically when I lose the ego. Or it becomes a tool, I might correct. Once you learn how to meditate and you become able to take it into your daily life with you, you will find yourself walking and talking with poise. Such a fine English word, which can be translated into something like to say only what's necessary to bring a message across, or share the essence and do it gracefully. Having this special peaceful condition meditation can give you while you are talking with other people. This is special. It changes all your conversations. Enough about that, more another time. I just want to say, bring periods of silence into your speech. Is a great idea. A very great idea. So follow the link below to listen to more of the before mentioned conversation between KAMLESH and Joshua, the Heartfulness Way. Of course, this was just my own conversation interlinked with their conversation. So it won't be exactly as this, but it will be very, very inspiring, probably more inspiring than this. So follow the link. So let's wrap this up by saying meditation is one way of breaking down the barriers of dimensions, making you enter more and more of the truths you already hold. The answers you are seeking to why you experience the things you do in this life. What the meaning is of your life, your purpose. There's not only the 3 dimensions that most of us humans experience. There are so many more that we step in and out of subconsciously. I call these reports the 5D upgrades, but it's simplified and easier for most to grasp. That's why I call it 5D. Since we can only take so and so many steps at the time in our ascension process without pushing it. Also meaning that we can only understand so and so much. If you want to try to meditate for free and want me to find your teacher, go to my website www, or just skip that, just write Modern Shaman, modernshaman.dk. That is modernshaman.dk. See the link at the bottom of the text underneath this video. And find the contact information to me at the very top of the page in the blue section. Next week, we will go further into the different dimensions and how we experience them and why. And how time doesn't exist. A deeper explanation to why this is one big illusion. Let us take one step at a time. Hugs. Your modern shaman. Don't follow trends. Follow your heart. See you next week.
There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up. Try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will
Don't follow trends, follow your heart.